a special guest right now, Rodney Terry, the new head coach of the Texas Longhorns. Has it set in yet? Has it hit you yet? The new head coach at the University of Texas.
Slowly but surely it is, Rob, especially with, trying to put a roster together, obviously put our staff back together, and, we're off and running right now.
I'm gonna get out of the way. I'm gonna let RC over here take his victory lap because I know he's been waiting, man. RT, you don't even know he's been waiting.
I've been screaming to the top of my lungs that this should have been done. Let me be everyone here knows. Anyone watching, they all know. First of all, congratulations.
Thanks, Randolph.
But I almost said, man, I need 1%. I'm gonna settle for some tickets to some games. So I'm gonna call you.
Anytime.
That's all I need. That's all I need here. I'm good now. But congratulations, well deserved. I mean, I don't even know what to say, but I know a lot of us were just advocating that this should have happened. Glad it did, regardless of when it finally did. But credit to you and your guys.
Randolph, thank you so much, man. So blessed. You and I have great history.
Yeah.
One of my mentors and family to me. I know it's really close to you and Jerry Wainwright, and a lot of respect for you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Coach, after what transpired earlier this basketball season, it's obvious your players love you. Your ability to grab them and bring them all together, right, for the duration of the season and for a deep tournament run, what was the key to what you were doing there with all of your players and really your staff, too, as much as there was up in the air?
I think the biggest thing, I just tried to stay to be myself. I think if you try to come in and you try to be Coach Beard, you try to be something that you're not, guys are not going to buy into that. They're going to buy into who you are and obviously trying to stay the course of what we set out to do at the very beginning of the season. And, we were able to do that.
Marcus Carr, to me, was the guy that kind of changed what you guys were this season, right? He came into the program with a little bit of a reputation for being like an inefficient scorer when he was at Minnesota. A lot of that had to do with what he was asked to do in that role. His first year at Texas, he's not quite the guy that we all thought he was going to be when he committed. This year, I mean, he's All-American, averages 17-4. You guys are a 2 seed. You make the Elite 8. How did he make that leap? How did you get the best out of him?
Well, Marcus Carr is one of those guys that's a no-excuse guy. A year ago he came in and, he had a ton of responsibility in terms of handling basketball, initiating offense, and scoring. This year we had Tyrese Hunter to the roster. Timmy Allen obviously can be a guy that facilitates as well, but you had another ball handler, and now we can free him up and let him go do what he does best, and that's score the basketball and play out there with the free mind, and a lot like he did toward the latter part of the season for us last year. We're still going to hold him accountable to guarding really hard on the defensive end of the floor, but I think we just let him loose a little bit. He still had some ball handling responsibilities and decision-making responsibilities, but not as much. He had to, really shoulder the burden of that his first year, and really didn't have any other ball handlers outside of him and score and defend. So, this year was a really good breakout for him in terms of just go do what you do best, man. And I thought he did it at a very high level.
So you mentioned you got to rebuild a roster, right? Do you have enough time to sit here and spend like a full segment with us? Do you want to take out your phone and refresh the portal while you're waiting, or?
Well, that's 24/7, Rod, this day and time, But I think more importantly, too, though, it's about the right fits. There are a lot of kids in the portal, and I think you have to do your due diligence in who fits what you're trying to do from a culture standpoint, from a style of play standpoint. But, I've got a great staff around me. We'll do a great job picking the right pieces that fit for us as a team.
Rodney, one of the reasons I advocated, I thought you did a tremendous job. I can tell by the reaction of the players that you were the guy. If anyone ever questioned it, you can tell after you guys won the Big 12 championship and just the way they seem to celebrate you. I mean, taking over under those circumstances, how difficult was it from that point to the Big 12 championship? Take us through that journey and what was that like?
Well, Randolph, when I took the job, under the pretense that I was going to be a co-head coach. And so, I was already in front of the guys coaching the defense and in charge of the defense. Chris did the offense. And so the guys were used to hearing my voice and hold them accountable. But now it's going to be for the whole totality of everything you're doing, offense and defense. But, I think the thing I said to our guys was just try to control what you can control. Every day, let's try to come in. Let's have a great attitude, great approach. And let's work this thing. Let's continue to try to get better every day at the things we want to get better at. And let's be completely bought in. I'm bought in. And a lot of times guys buy in when you're fully vested with them, And, I think there were times that I jumped in a couple drills and did things with guys, and it makes them feel like, hey, man, we're all in this together, man. Let's go get this done. It's us against everybody else. No one else thinks we can do this. We know we're very capable of doing it. We have the team to do it, and it was really no looking back once we were all bought into what we were trying to get done. I thought we had a team that could win the whole thing.
That's the only. I agree, and just the only thing I'm upset with you about because you messed my bracket up. I was expecting y'all to be here.
Yes, no, we fully thought we should
right
be here,
there.
And,
you guys are right.
You got to be to finish it, and again, we had a next man mentality the whole time, and not having to sue in that last ball game was big for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was playing extremely well for us, but our guys played well throughout the better part of the season.
RT, I said this to Rob and Randolph earlier this year. I just feel like you fit Texas. Like, you're always dressed sharp. You got the glasses. The suits are immaculate. All of that being said, you work with Chris for a while. You inherit his roster. How do you move forward and put your own personal brand on a Texas brand, quite frankly, that has had success, but it's a new time. It's RT's time. What are we going to see that's some of the similarities with Chris Beard? What are some of the things that we're going to see different with Rodney Terry?
Chris is a great coach, and again, someone I respected for over 20 years in the business, but again, Chris didn't put this roster together by himself. We put this roster
Tell
together.
him again, RT. Tell him again.
Hey, I recruited 3 starters.
Tell him again now.
Yeah.
I'm not one to pat myself on the back, but heck, we got in the trenches.
There you go. You ain't got to do that. Don't disrespect you either now. Don't damn disrespect you either now. They ain't do that by himself.
We put this roster together, man. I recruited 3 starters on this roster here, so let's don't get it twisted. But no,
now.
you know what? It's a team effort. It's always a team effort, in terms of putting a roster together. I've been at Texas basketball, when we've had the highest of highs. I mean, you could go back to the best 5 seasons in Texas basketball, and I've been a part of them. The entire time. So I know the landscape. I know what it takes to be successful at this university. And, we're going to roll our sleeves up and get after it. We're going to try to get the best guys, not only in the state of Texas, but also around the country and, internationally to come in and represent the university the right way, both on and off the court. But it'll be a group, it'll be a team effort in terms of putting a really good roster together. But, we're here for no other reason to try to win a national championship.
Do you like the timing of the portal? Like, the thing that makes me so frustrated with the way that this works is, like, the day after Selection Sunday, when everything in the sport is supposed to be the celebration of we finally got the bracket and it's the best sporting event that we're going to get, and you got to start, instead of just worrying about who you're playing, like, how are we going to deal with Colgate? How are we going to deal with Penn State in the second round? You got to sit there and you got to start hitting kids in the portal. Like, do we need to change that time frame of that schedule?
No, Rob, I do think there's room for change with that. I mean, you're penalizing teams that's had great seasons, and obviously when you have Selection Sunday and you start preparing for postseason play, your total focus is not on the portal. Your focus is trying to advance and finish, and continue to move in the postseason play. So you're not really concerned day to day. I mean,
were you guys recruiting players?
I mean, we got guys on our staff. You have to have a database in terms of being able to keep track of what's going on. You can't completely just say, hey, we're doing just straight basketball. You have to, have a lifeblood to what you're doing in terms of recruiting. But we're trying to prepare for opponents at a very high level that's all had really good seasons. Your focus better be on your business at hand. Otherwise, you're gonna have a quick exit. But no, I think there's room for that to change and possibly move back a week or two, and then you have plenty of time to go in and address your needs in terms of guys you can go in and recruit in the portal.
Last one.
Go ahead. I got one more.
If we got a basketball coach's GQ magazine, who's on the cover, you or Jay Wright?
Oh, Jay Wright's the best. That's not even close. He's the best ever.
But you get like a little thing in the corner?
I'm way down at the bottom. Jay Wright by far is immaculate. I mean, that guy not only was a great dresser, but was an incredible coach and a great person.
Yeah, of course.
All right, last one for you. We had Bob Huggins on, I don't even know, Thursday night? Something?
They're running together now.
Too many shows. We had him on at some point this week. And what he said, we asked him about the new teams coming into the Big 12. He goes, I feel sorry for those guys. They have no idea what they're getting into with this conference. You coached in the Big 12 all year. What are they getting into with this league?
Well, you do have some other great coaches coming into the league. Kevin Sampson, what he's been able to do.
Hey, it was already the best league in the country. Now let's just bring Kevin Sampson.
We're bringing
right?
Houston in. You know what they bring to the table in terms of their culture and the level that they've won has been very high, and a lot of respect for Coach Sampson and all the other coaches coming to the league as well. But, this year, I've been a part of the Big 12 for 13 years, and this is probably the most competitive from top to bottom, hands down, in the Big 12. There were no nights off. You got incredible coaches in the league. You got great talent. So, Big 12, man, it's a monster.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, Rodney, congratulations again on a great season. Congratulations on getting the job. I want to say congratulations to RC for getting you the job. He probably has no impact. He's going to take
I just want the tickets. I don't want the money. I just want
the tickets. I got the tickets. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good on the tickets.
Look, when you go to those games, it's fun. I'm
actually going to come down in the fall, but when practice and stuff starts, when you get going.
Hey, Randolph, you welcome anytime, buddy.
Hey, RC, they got like the back, instead of just having like a wall of seats, they got a bar up there for all the students.
That's all I need.
Yeah, we know. You got some Jim Beam. You got some Hornitos tequila. You can get yourself a ranch water. Do they have ranch water in Austin?
I believe we can find
it's
some
probably made with Tito's, though.
We'll find it. That's a good recruiter right there, right? Don't say no. Say, we'll make it work.
We'll make it work, no doubt about it.
There you go. Listen, Rodney Terry, head coach of the Texas Longhorns. Coming up next, today's episode of the Field of 68 After Dark is presented by our partners over at Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play college basketball pick'em, where you can win real cash prizes simply by picking player stats in this weekend's Final Four games. And pick'em, all you do is pick whether a player will go higher or lower on Underdog's projected totals, whether it's points or rebounds or assists or all of them combined. If you're like me and you think Adama Sanogo is going to go nuts this weekend, pick higher on his points projection, pick higher on his rebounds projection, maybe throw in a lower on Matt Bradley's scoring totals, a higher on Isaiah Wong, whatever it is that you like. Put them all together, and if you hit them all, then you can win as much as 20 times your money on a single game. Underdog's slick mobile app is easy enough that dummies like Jeff Goodman have even figured out how to use it. So go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app and use the code FIELD, that's FIELD, to get a 100% deposit match up to $100.